Welcome back to your daily dose. My name is Robert. I say welcome back because I assume this isn't your first time, but if it is your first time, hey, welcome. We're happy to see you. That's Susan. If you don't know her, I got to point the other way. There you go. That's Susan. And yeah, this is the show, the Daily Dose, where we make it up as we go along in honor of yes and exercise, right? And it maybe even in honor of, if I'll take a bigger lens, how about in honor of Victory Summer, right? We haven't talked a lot about that, and I think it deserves a platform. You want to open with what Victory Summer is and means to you?
Robert Cochran, that guy right there, has a series of movies under the heading Boys of Summer. He met me thinking I was a filmmaker because I had been a part of a film called Victory Swim. And the very first time, to our listening audience, the very first time we ever talked to each other, this level of connection and friendship and ease and flow was there. We were both sort of amazed. And over a pretty short time, there was a series of visions that both of us had about long-term, whatever it was. Like, we didn't know what it was, but we knew what it was called.
Yeah.
It's Victory Summer. It's Victory Summer. That's sort of the rubric under which we think of.
It happened really quickly, as I remember, and it was, I think, a derivation of yes and, basically. I mean, because here we have two documentaries and kind of the Reese's peanut butter, chocolate meets peanut butter, as it were, Victory and Summer, and we both said that's just a lovely sounding thing to kind of give us, you know, a rubric, a bucket, whatever you want to call it, to start throwing in all of our ideas. And, you know, we have now created a literal nonprofit that is in existence, and it is called Yes and Exercise. And I think that exists within, informally, Victory Summer. You know, and it's a great heading, Yes and Exercise, as is the Daily Dose. You know, the foundation, again, like you say, comes from our relationship, which was, I think we both hung up the phone going, did I really just have that conversation?
Yeah, right.
To let our viewing audience know, we haven't yet, and this almost seems like a crime, had my Aunt Linda, your dear friend Linda, on the show, and she needs to see how you two really do look alike, sound alike, have similar types of personalities, and she's one of my favorite people. And so, I mean, I really had to do double and triple takes after not only hearing you, but then seeing you and being like, wait a minute. And I'll say this, early on, my feeling was, and I think you had some of this too through your own lens, was figuring out, is this person who I think she is or who I hope she is? That was my early feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It was in the first conversation. You said, you remind me of my favorite aunt, my Aunt Linda.
I said that right away, did I? Yeah.
And that, yes. And then very shortly, she was part of a group that your folks were part of and I was part of, where we got to see each other on the screen, and even your mom confused Linda and me, which was crazy amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Also populating Victory Summer are these other characters. So we have Robert and Susan. Sometimes we have Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we have
Georgie and Gracie.
And they all have their roles in Victory Summer.
True. That's kind of a fun way, I think, we wear masks. I think even before we put the title to it, of play, we both have that spirit within us and a desire to want to play. And we're grown up playmates who are not apologizing for having fun together.
Yes, every time you use a word like sandbox, it's in that vein, it just lifts my heart. It's just so fun because most people don't have that.
Well, the adults don't allow themselves to. One of my favorite authors, Roald Dahl, who gave us extraordinary classics, James and Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and many others, he talked about the turn in his career, and also similar was C.S. Lewis doing the Narnia books. In his 40s or so, both of these men realized they really liked telling children's stories, and there was a reason why. It was that childlike sense of awe and wonder and discovery and transformation, and they wanted to not only relive that but to regift that to the world, to remind us all. And that's where they, as authors, do that incredible balancing act of having something for kids that is also for adults.
Oh my goodness. Animated movies, occasional books, the Phantom Toll Booth being
Oh,
another point of connection.
a whole other thing. Absolutely. So yeah, we had all that. And really, I mean, we're about up against time just to say that's Victory Summer. And for those of you who have seen some of this, please comment. Let us know what you've seen of Victory Summer. If you've seen the movies, let us know too how you see this connection, because I'd love to hear if people see things that we don't, and can, yes, and what they're seeing and experiencing. With
And
that,
how do people find Boys of Summer?
well, you can go to bosmovie.com. I'll link that below. And always yesandexercise.com. There's a link to it there too. All right.
And Victory Swim is not out there like you are.
Yeah, that's another question for another time. We're against time, but let's note that in the notes and we'll talk about that. Okay, that's your time.
Okay.